You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Business Access TV is going off-road for the True Juice Cross Country 5K. Now, this one-of-a-kind event takes place on the beautiful Tradewind Citrus Farm here in Bogwalk, St. Catherine, and is expected to be a day filled with fun and excitement. I'm Jamila Maitland. Stay with us for the highlights.
Well, last year we had about 1850, so we're trying to go up by about 20%. We've gone up by about 45%. We had over 2,600 participants today, so I'm very, very proud of the team, the marketing team, and what they've done to get out the crowd. And the beneficiary is going to be the Linstead Hospital. We're very, very pleased with the turnout. Apart from the bigger numbers, it's a similar course. It's a cross-country course through the orchards, a 5K run followed by a walk, and then we have a 20K cycle ride, which is also through the orchards, which I did and enjoyed myself tremendously. It's the only cross-country event, so you're going through the lovely, cool orchards of True Juice in Fogwalk, not Bogwalk. It was nice and foggy this morning. And it's just one of a kind, so rather than running through the streets of Kingston, we're running everybody through the hills and valleys of the True Juice orchards. I'm overwhelmed. I'm very thankful for the huge turnout. I'm really hoping everybody enjoys themselves. It's hard to cater for 2,600 people, but we tried our best to make sure our parking was in order, that we had refreshments for everybody. Our sponsors have come out and are helping to feed everybody. Purity, Nature's Valley, Excelsior, and Wisynco with their line of products, water, Powerade. They've come out and helped to complement what True Juice has to offer. So True Juice is the main sponsor as a host, but we've gotten a lot of support from other sponsors to make this possible. This is our 6th year, and it keeps growing every year, but every year we go up by 10 or 15%, but this year it was a quantum leap, 40-odd% increase, and we're overwhelmed and appreciative of the support. We've been doing it for a while now, and I think it's important for companies to reach out to their immediate community. So Bogwalk Linstead doesn't have a lot of large corporations, so we're one of the largest in the area. So I think it's very important for us to do events in our community and benefit our community. So that's why we chose the Linstead Hospital, because that is the main hospital, not just for the area, but for people driving through. So if you're driving from Kingston to Otrius and unfortunately have an accident or you get sick along the way, the Linstead Hospital is your port of call, and it's been improved, and we don't want to see at Linstead Hospital, but if you get there, you'll be well taken care of because it's under great improvement. Don't miss it next year, and it's still not too late to donate. So we'll take donations for the Linstead Hospital, but don't miss it next year. It's a great, also corporate event. Bring out team members from your company, spend the day. Yes, we have offerings here, but if you come and have a picnic out here after, swim in the river, it's a great team building, bonding place, and everyone is welcome.
This is my first time, and I think the run was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't hot. The day was very overcast, and I mean, going over the hills and the valleys was great. I think it was well put together. Some persons had difficulties because the terrain was a little bit wet, but overall it was cool and a very good run.
So the race today was enjoyable, but challenging. Enjoyable because of just the picturesque of the course. The orange grove, the mist this morning was very, very cool, but challenging because there are many hills and valleys and slippery slopes. So, but beyond that, it's a great event. The turnout is phenomenal. A lot of people here, more than last year. I ran last year also. I suspect the corporate challenge that Jamaica Moves has been sponsoring has brought a lot of corporate employees. So I would say this is like almost twice what we saw last year, which is very positive. From a health perspective, it's good. As you know, we promote physical activity as part of our health and wellness activities. So to see people out walking, riding, running is just a positive message for all. Because you want healthy lives, families, memories, more moments, more life, which is what we say in Jamaica Moves. It's good from a productivity perspective, people more productive at work because they're less downtime from sickness. It generates economic activity, as you can see, many people here. The race is for a worthy cause, Linstead Hospital. So I am yet to identify one negative with the event. We have to get people to understand that their health is primarily their responsibility. And you must take your health in your own hands, and you must do what is necessary. It's all well and good to talk about hospitals, but you really don't want to get to the hospital. And this is one of the things that will help to prevent that.
This is our fourth year benefiting from the proceeds from the True Juice 5K. And I can tell you, this year's proceeds will go towards purchasing at least one warmer for our infants. This is very important, because a warmer help a infant that has just been born. This preserve life. And we have to transfer babies from time to time to Spanish Town Hospital. And some babies born in such a condition that they need a warmer, and this warmer will help to preserve life. You need new equipment and you need to replace those that have gone bad. We need areas to be refurbished. Right now, Linstead Hospital is on a developmental phase, and there are so many areas that we'd want to develop, but we need the funding. And it's good when we have corporate Jamaica coming together with us to assist us in getting some of these needs filled. The proceeds last year was in aid of purchasing an hydrocollator, and that was for our new physiotherapy department that opened this year. And also it assisted us in purchasing a dressing chair, and this dressing chair helped us in assisting patients better in caring for their wounds. I can tell you, the Tradewind family is now the Linstead family. And I crave corporate Jamaica to come in, especially corporate Linstead, this area. We have quite a number of industries, organizations, and so forth. So I would love them to look at what Tradewind is doing and participate. Come in. You don't have to be as big as what they are doing. If you can go bigger, no problem. But as small as what you can, come in and assist Linstead, because at some time, it's either your staff or your family will have to use Linstead Hospital.
Third place, Shanice Gordon, UCT Steppers, 25.33. So that's Shanice Gordon, UCT Steppers, 25.33. Second is Elizabeth Munden. And the winner for the run, 5K run, True Juice Cross Country, Laurie Sharp, Tradewind Citrus. And the winner for the 5K run, Garfield Gordon, UCT Steppers. Kenesia McDonald, NCU. And the winner for the True Juice Cross Country 5K walk is Anna K. Swaby, Shizzle Fit. Now we go to the men. Ashia Morgan, Shizzle Fit third, 32.26. Make your way on stage. Then second is Gladstone Johnson, NCU. And the winner is Dowell Allen, NCU 91 FM. Please make your way to the stage. For the teams, a third place trophy goes to Rainforest Seafoods, Tradewind Citrus, and the winning team is UCT Steppers. So Sophia Manning, you are second in the female cycle race. And the winner now is Elizabeth Monda. Receiving her trophy, she will also receive a gift basket courtesy of True Juice. Let us go to the men. Third place for the men, David Osborne. And second place is Fraser McConnell. And the winner for the 20K cycle, Bobby Barnes. So we're down to the final set of presentations for those who participated, the female who participated in the run and the cycle, and the male who participated in the run and the cycle. For the female, Elizabeth Mondon. So for the men, Carlisle Russell, Rainforest Seafoods.
Have you evaluated your audit services recently? If not, we encourage you to do so. We would like to introduce you to Doggin Global Audit Services. Doggin Global employs risk-based auditing as one of their audit approaches. Risk-based auditing, in its simplest form, is a relatively new way of independently and objectively obtaining evidence regarding assertions about a process for the purpose of forming an opinion about the process and subsequently reporting on the degree to which the assertions are implemented. Our auditors literally start the audit process by equipping themselves with knowledge of the nature of the business of the entity and its business environment. Auditors arm themselves with sufficient information about a business and its environment so as to assess risk before making a decision of either performing a compliance test or a substantive test. Risk-based audit approach or process. Doggin Global risk-based auditing comprises of 5 broad stages. The most important facets of those stages are information gathering and planning stage, mastery of internal control stage, compliance test stage, substantive test stage, conclusion and production of report stage. Why risk-based audits? The fact that risk-based auditing encourages auditors to have integrated knowledge of businesses, the whole process of auditing less daunting as it used to be. By understanding the fundamentals of the business models of a company, auditors can easily identify and categorize risk, which will in turn help better determine the risk model or approach that would be most suitable for the audit. Other benefits of following the risk-based approach of auditing are better understanding of business and its environment, increased chance of achieving audit objective, saves resources, makes audit planning easier. Technology is only one component of an integrated approach that combines methodology, knowledge, and technology into our tailored service to you. We deliver our external audit services using a fully automated audit software. This software is designed specifically to integrate knowledge management into the audit process. If you're interested to get the advantages of risk-based audit approach, please contact us for a free quote. Email info@doggin.global.
So it was definitely a good feeling to win this True Juice 5K run walk, and I'm happy that my contribution will help the Linstead Hospital, so I'm very happy with that. And I would definitely encourage persons to compete in this race because not only do the proceeds go to a worthy cause, but it also allows you to stay fit and be a part of a nice running community, and you definitely have fun.
I feel very proud of myself that all my hard work and my working out has paid off. So it feels very good. How I feel about the proceeds? It's one of my main reasons why I enter the walks. I think it's going to a worthy cause, so I don't mind doing it. I don't mind participating in it for a worthy cause. I would tell persons who want to participate in an event like this, any 5K walk or any event, it's going to a worthy cause. It's worth a try. Go, do your best, because your only limit is you.
It was a great feeling, you know. The race was very challenging, but I did my best. Going into a race, I always want to come first, so I give my 110%. So whatever the end result is, I'm happy with it. It's for a worthy cause. We're all for it, and we'll always come out and support True Juice. So.
It's an excellent feeling to become the winner again, as I won it last year, but I think I have a better time this year. My aim going into the race was just to pace myself, really, because I know I don't have much competition, just to keep the splits equally. It's an excellent feeling, you know, knowing that I'm able to help somebody.
it's a good moment now, good feelings, you know, say, I never know that I could place in a second. 2 years ago I come third and I come second this year. My aim is to really try finish the top in the Jamaica Move Challenge. You know, all of these charity movements, I take part in them, just run for a passion. So it's a good look, good move. I love what everybody is doing, the True Juice body, the Jamaica Move, every one of them, the sponsors them, just support all of these charity movements and elevate these hospitals around Jamaica.
It's very important because it puts us out there. Yes, you know the Jamaica Biscuit Company because we have been around for 107 years. But being that we have new products coming out, it's very important for us to let people know that we are still here. They are actually very happy that we are here because they have been hearing about our new product, which is YOLO, but they haven't been able to sample it. So now that we are here and we are giving them samples, we're actually getting good feedback from them because they gravitated well to our products. Also, we have a new sweet tea. It's not actually new, but the packaging is new. We have brought it down to bite size, so it's easy for us to travel, wait, and so on. Persons are really gravitating to it because it can be put in your lunch kit, can be put in your handbag as a snack, and it's easy to carry. It's important that we came on board since these proceeds are going to be funded to the hospital because anywhere that we can help out, especially with health, it's very important to give back. I would tell other corporate sponsors to get on board with this for next year because it's actually a good idea for you to be a part of this type of audience.
Vegetables, make sure you eat plenty. Children do 60 minutes activity daily. Drink some water when you feel thirsty. Cut down dessert and have a smoothie. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right.
As all of us in Jamaica move to a healthier society, we want to encourage our team members at Wisynco and the public and here at Tradewinds to come out and, you know, move around, walk, run, or cycle. And this course at Tradewinds is one of the most pristine courses, I think, in the whole entire Jamaica Moves Challenge. When I see the crowd here, and you know, I've been to a couple of the other challenges, and when you look down, when the fog rises and you see the crowd gathered together in their yellow shirts, green shirts, orange and red shirts, you automatically get goosebumps. There's no question about it because you realize that, you know, we are all a people. And that's what Jamaicans always do. We come together. This course is very different from many other riding courses because it's not just asphalt. In fact, in and out of the orchards, you have to be, I'm not that experienced riding on courses like this because I'm not used to the asphalt, but I know like the Tradewinds crew, they're very used to the marl, the cutting corner. You have young Fraser McConnell, who I understand came second. He drinks a lot of Ironade, so that's probably why he came second. But these guys that are out there, they're used to the fast course down the hills, where I'm a little bit more tentative. But great, fantastic event and course. I think for the proceeds from this, to go towards a good cause like the Linstead Hospital, it's really, you know, a gift for all of us to be able to come together as Jamaicans. And this is what I love about our country, Jamaica. Whenever there's a need or a cause, we all rally together to overcome that challenge. And the proceeds from this event, I hope that, you know, the next little child that gets saved, all of us can hear about it and know that we were a part of it, because this is what our calling in life is. It's to help others and help our nation together.
I want all of you. Give me every yes. For all we know, we might not get tomorrow. Let's do it.
We hosted the walk, 5K walk, 5K run, and a 20K cyclist. It's been challenging for some, that's what I heard. Some it is easy because this is actually our 6th staging, and we tend to see a lot of repeating patrons and participants. Our marketing team that consists of our head of marketing, Marshall Lumley, brand manager, Lauren Mahfood, and marketing coordinator, Kerisha Ferguson. Also and myself, we work tremendously. Last night we were here until this morning we were here until after 1. So just to pull up something of this magnitude. We actually go above our target. Last year we had close to 2,000 cross the finish line. This year we exceeded that. We had like 2,500. And also the riders has been growing tremendously.
Welcome back.
Like
And I was still
50% more. I want to highlight the sponsors who came on board to support us, because without them, the event wouldn't have been this successful. We believe in love and we believe in giving back. And for corporate Jamaica to come and put together and make our medical facility more conducive, it means a lot to our consumers. And the consumer will really appreciate it.
Looking out like I did.
For today's event, there was a lot of planning put forward to it. Like, we knew from years ago that we were doing this. We've been doing it. This is the 6th year, so it's really exciting. And for me, I am grateful and thankful for all the support we've gotten. I only started working at TradeWinds in October 2017, so this is my first 5K as like leading it. But I participated in a few others previous to this. So I mean, I'm truly thankful. I just want to say big up Jamaica, big up everybody that supported, because without you, this would not be possible. And I am truly grateful. This terrain is beyond unique, because most of 5Ks in Jamaica are on the road. This one is actually through the True Juice Orchard, so you're going past orange trees, coconut trees. It's just a different vibe. You see the river flowing, the fog rising. It's so beautiful, so refreshing, and I'm so thankful to be a part of this event. True Juice always believes in giving back to Jamaica, giving back to its society, and here in Bog Walk, we've been giving our proceeds to Linstead Hospital since 2015, and this year we're doing it again. And the area deemed most critical by the Linstead Hospital team was infant warmers for their maternity ward. So we're trying to get them at least 2. One infant warmer is 600,000. So if we could get them 2, that would be truly amazing. I just want to encourage corporate Jamaica. Like, we need to develop Jamaica. We need to encourage people to support what we have, because we're truly a special nation, and I believe that everybody should come out, donate what they have. If they weren't able to participate today, I want them to donate to our account that we've done for the very first time this year. So they can follow True Juice to get the account number on Instagram, and just donate if you weren't able to run, walk, or cycle. We are grateful for anything. You missed a event, a true 100 event, but we encourage you to come out next year. We'll be hosting it again. So just keep updated, keep updated with what we are posting, and come out.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
It's a lot of planning, but I think what's good is that we have a good team working with. It's not a lot of us, but we leverage our media partners, we leverage our agencies, and everybody come together to help us to make sure that everything is in place and ready for True Juice 5K on Sunday morning. I think that what's been exceptionally this year is that we have had a lot of media sponsors, and the media has really come on board and worked with us to put the word out, drive awareness, and really tell people that True Juice 5K is one of a kind. There is no other like it. Just the experience that True Juice 5K deliver, nobody else can, and it's a one of its kind. So us being able to actually tell people about that this year in a much bigger way, I think that helped us to be successful. And I think it's at this point that we really say too, thanks to all our partners. We have Water, we Cinco, we have PowerAid, we have Nature Valley, Excelsior, Purity, and Jamaica Biscuit Company, we said that already. But Rainforest Seafood give us some of the food for VIP and elsewhere as well. Jamaica Boilers gave us some meat as well, and we couldn't do it unless we had people who are supportive and want to connect with the patrons or the participants to help us make it successful. Last year we had a little under 2,000 participating, so in my mind I felt like if we had anything over 2,000 we'd be great. If we had anything over 2,500 that would be exceptional, and we have passed 2,500. So we're really pleased, we're blessed. We appreciate the fact that people really took the time out this morning to come and run, walk and cycle with us and help us make this successful, so that we should be able to give Linstead Hospital much more than we did last year. What makes it unique and different, it's not a city run. It's not on the roadway, and the city runs are great, and the runs on the roadway are great, and that's why we wanted to do something different. We could have gone to Kingston and run, and we could have run on the road in Bogwalk as well, but we thought we have this beautiful property. It's a couple thousand acres, so we have room to do 5K within the orchards, and we thought what a great experience that would be, and it has been for 6 years now. So we have a route for the cyclists, and we have a route for the run walk, because we have the space to do it. The terrain is different. It's actually through passing the orange trees, and we have a few coconut trees too, so you pass those as well. And it's just simply orchard, grass. And what was really awesome this year, I think, the sun wasn't out at all for the run walk. It was not out, it was simply fog, so it was beautiful. You weren't worrying about the sun heat at all. So we can offer that as well. In Kingston, you will have the sun heat. There is no fog. So that's also different, but it was really an awesome experience, and I'm proud to say I did it, so I'm talking from experience. It's very important for True Juice to have an event like this. As a company, as a brand, True Juice, we promote a healthy lifestyle. We promote choices. We do. And so we have our no sugar added 100% juice category. And of course we do vegetable juices like our green juice and our beetroot juice. And just in making sure that we provide healthy choices, it's also about healthy living. And I feel like healthcare is a right. Healthcare is your right. You should have access to good healthcare. And so it's important for us to partner and be able to contribute to the community, and in particular, Linstead Hospital and the purchase of medical equipment. Majority of our staff is from the St. Catherine area. And so this is a major hospital within the St. Catherine area. And we want to make sure we're contributing to the sustainability of the hospital. They've been in existence for 100 years, and we want to be a part of the next century with the hospital and know that True Juice, Tradewind Citrus, we have made a contribution to that.
To be the first female, it feels very good. The course was very, very, very nice. I think it's fantastic. It's a beautiful example of health and great support for those premature kids. Yes, definitely. I will be back next year. I love it.
Well, the True Juice 5K, felt good, but it was rough. The aim in my race is to cut down the time. I did 1 hour, 7 minutes last year, so I wanted to go under 1 hour. Difference was I'm a bit fitter this time. So it was a bit easier. To the people that missed this event, they missed a good one. It was great.
20K cycle, deadly. It was rough. It's my first time doing it. I didn't know what to expect in terms of doing the cycling, because it's been years since I've even jumped on a bicycle. So right now, I think it's a new experience for me. I started the track about 8 o'clock. What time is it now? About 10 o'clock. See? And it's my first time, so I'm saying do some practice runs first, because that's why it's no walkover. Try to finish about an hour. Don't make everybody run past me, but then I see grandma moving past me, a 10-year-old moving past me. I'll be like, okay, they're fit. I'm just getting there. I think it's a good cause. Whenever you have the chance to be able to support an organization or entity, I think it's worth supporting. So kudos to True Juice. And next year, I think I'll definitely be here again.
That's it from us here at the beautiful Tradewind Citrus Farm here in Bogwalk, St. Catherine. Until next time, I'm Jamila Maitland for Business Access TV, serious about business.
We are serious about the business of real estate, so catch Home Sweet Home Sundays at 4:30 p.m. or if you missed it, check our website at batvja.com.
September 27 is celebrated annually as World Tourism Day. On this day, we pause to highlight the importance of tourism and its social, cultural, political, and economic values to society. Thanks for stopping by for this, another Friday edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Audrey Williams, your guide for the next half hour. We have a lot lined up for you, so please stay with us.
I love waking up every day in this country. This is where I was born and raised. I have such a passion for my country, and for me this is home. In Jamaica, a lot of people, they look at just like beach, sea, sand, but our mountains are something to behold. It's majestic up there, and it's a different type of peace. It's a different type of lifestyle completely. I could mention many different places that are amazing, but the one thing I do love about Jamaica as well is that you can find that relaxation, you can find that chill in your backyard. Apart from it being an incredibly beautiful country, an incredibly beautiful island, we have a wonderful, wonderful culture, wonderful, vibrant, colorful people. There is definitely a realness to Jamaica. There's definitely something that no matter what keeps you in touch with reality here. Why come to Jamaica? It all comes back down to Jamaica as a whole. The food, the music, the culture, the people, the climate. Come out and meet us, come out and experience what Jamaica has to offer.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Friday, September 27. Jamaica will soon have access to €8 million to tackle gender-based violence against women and girls. The funds, which are to be made available in 2020, are to be drawn down from the Spotlight initiative. Spotlight is a global partnership involving the United Nations, the European Union, and beneficiary countries aimed at eliminating all forms of violence against women and girls.
We have been taking a strategic and collaborative approach to the issue of gender-based violence, and we are working assiduously with local and international partners to prevent and respond to acts of violence against women and girls.
Already, the island has initiated plans to construct 2 shelters to house abused women and their children and launched the No Excuse for Abuse public education campaign. Jamaica has also implemented the 2017 to 2027 National Strategic Action Plan to eliminate gender-based violence and advanced work to amend 4 key pieces of legislation to better protect girls and women from violence. Jamaica is now a signatory to the Escazú Agreement on access to information, public participation, and justice in environmental matters in Latin America and the Caribbean. This after Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Kamina Johnson-Smith, along with the United Nations Under Secretary General for Legal Affairs and United Nations Legal Counsel, Miguel de Serpa Suarez, signed and ratified the agreement.
It is my pleasure to congratulate the representatives of those states who are signing and ratifying the agreement, which was adopted in Escazú, Costa Rica on the 4th of March last year. The agreement designates the Secretary General of the United Nations as its depositary, and my office discharges the depositary functions on his behalf.
Miguel de Serpa Suarez was speaking yesterday at the 74th session of the United Nations General Assembly. The Escazú Agreement now has 19 signatory countries and 6 nations ratifying it. Bolivia, St. Kitts and Nevis, Uruguay and St. Vincent and the Grenadines also signed and ratified the agreement. The Ministry of Justice has signed a contract to begin expansion works at the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. The expansion will complete the transformation of Public Building West as part of the move to reform the island's justice infrastructure. YP Seaton and Associates will undertake the project, which is to begin shortly and is to be completed within 8 months. Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck says the expansion works will not impact service delivery at the office, as some staff members will be accommodated on the ground floor.
I'm working to ensure that all of the facilities, all the courts across Jamaica, all the justice facilities must be brought up to first class. Initially 1 star, but ultimately I want 5 star. And as the DPP has indicated, The people of this country must get justice delivered in the best facilities.
Minister Chok was speaking yesterday at the official contract signing and the ministry's second quarterly press briefing. The Health Ministry has signed framework agreements with 10 radiology providers at a cost of $200 million. The agreements, finalized on Wednesday, are to facilitate diagnostic services for an estimated 60,000 patients within the public healthcare system at no cost. The services to be provided under the agreements include computerized tomography CT scans, magnetic resonance imaging MRI, ultrasound, endoscopy, and histopathology. A second component of the agreements involves the procurement of a range of diagnostic equipment to retool the public health system.
We have started the procurement process, and we will spend in the first instance approximately $2 billion Jamaican dollars to begin to retool our hospital system as part of the longer-term strategy.
The initiative falls under the ministry's Enhancing Healthcare Services Delivery project. The project forms part of the government's strategy to reduce waiting time and overcrowding in hospitals, as well as to increase access to quality healthcare. And finally, persons affected by water restrictions should see an improved service in the trucking of the supply. Minister with Oversight for Water, Pernell Charles Jr., says a revamped and reliable schedule has been established, particularly for those customers of the corporate area.
A trucking schedule that can be more certain and bring confidence. We know we have some challenges with that, but we are doing everything possible.
A number of National Water Commission customers in the Kingston metropolitan area have been severely impacted by a disruption in water supply due to roadworks across the capital. Minister Charles Jr. was speaking on the weekly current affairs program OPM Connect on the management and provision of water. And that's it for JI's News Today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.
Are you a small to medium-sized tourism enterprise? Borrow up to $25 million at an interest rate of 5%. You can use the funding to develop and maintain your infrastructure, upgrade or increase your capacity, enhance and expand your attraction, tour or event, and purchase raw material. Call the Exim Bank and ask about the Tourism SMTE loan. Their numbers are 876-630-1400 or 876-618-5889. Tap into the over $3 billion earned yearly through tourism with a SMTE loan.
As we celebrate World Tourism Day, we also look at the wider commemoration of Tourism Week under the theme Tourism and Jobs, a Better Future for All. Watch as the Ministry of Tourism prepares our Jamaica labour force for even greater employment opportunities in the tourism sector.
So, good afternoon. Would you like anything? Would you like any drink, any sweets, any music?
Some music, please.
What kind of music do you like, man?
Like cultural music.
Okay. One love, one heart, let's get together.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Jamaica.
Thank you.
Is this your first time here?
Yes, it's our first time here.
Oh my God, and you chose our hotel. I'm so happy for you guys. Okay, we're gonna give you the best service of your life.
I'd like that.
Okay, and at the end, you can just place your comments and tell us how you feel about our hotel, okay?
Sure.
So, you're the Apache family, a family for two, and your payment method is by credit card, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're staying 2 nights?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, you're in room 36.
Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, Mrs.
Today we are going to be continuing our lesson on communication, and we'll be looking specifically at barriers to communication.
Well, welcome back to another session of our guest cycle, and today we are going to be focusing all our attention on the guests in the hospitality industry.
2 programs being offered concurrently. The future tourism workers are being trained in customer service and hospitality tourism and management. At the end of 2 years, the trainees will receive certification in not 1 but 4 areas: an associate degree in customer service, AHLEI certification, National Vocational Qualification of Jamaica (NVQJ) Level 4 certification, and Customer Service Industry Association recognition. And probably the best yet, at the end of the program, the participants will intern at a tourism location to gain valuable on-the-job training, which could lead to permanent employment.
Any other needs that the customer that we have to bear in mind? A timely service. A 2 minutes wait to a customer seems like 30 minutes.
A joint initiative between the Ministries of Education and Tourism, the program is being facilitated under a Memorandum of Understanding. The Tourism Ministry has pumped $100 million into the educational system. It is a 2-year program offered free of cost to trainees. Applicants must possess 5 CSEC subjects or Level 2 certification in hospitality or tourism management. But what is the HTMP? It is offered by the American Hotel and Lodging Educational Institute, AHLEI, and is the official industry-recognized curriculum to prepare students for work in the hotel and accommodation sector. 650 high school leavers are being trained to take up jobs in the hotel and accommodation sector. The trainees are primarily drawn from the resort areas of Westmoreland, Trelawney, St. James, and St. Anne. St. James, being the tourism capital, has dived full on into the program. The parish's Anchovy High has more than 20 youngsters enrolled, already learning employable tourism skills.
At Anchovy High, we are unique in the sense that we're the only school in St. James that is now piloting the program. We would have received the invitation to be a pilot school through the Ministry of Education prior to the beginning of the 2018-2019 school year. And we gladly accepted the invitation to have the teachers who would deliver the program trained. And so we would have had a number of teachers from the Consumer Science Department. And so we would utilize the principal's cottage and transform that area to accommodate the program.
30 Jamaican teachers were trained by the American Hotel and Lodging Educational Institute's Certified Hospitality Instructor Program to deliver the course to local youth. 3 teachers of Anchovy High were trained and certified by the American Institute. 2 of those teachers are Olga Clark James and Fayoni Sawyers McFarlane.
The students are very, very enthusiastic about the program. I think they have been learning a lot, and many students want to start the program next year. They are able to see that there's a space for them in this industry, and that this HTMP degree that they will get, along with the other qualifications, can take them places. So we look at the barriers to communication, we look at effective communication, and that is in communication in the workplace. We have, for the guest cycle, we look at all the different parts of the guest cycle. We have executive housekeeping functions. We look at the role of the executive housekeeper. We also look at inventory control, the guest room, that type of thing for the housekeeping part of it. For the acquiring hospitality and tourism industry knowledge, we look a lot on hospitality and tourism, probably from like 1800s onward. We look at it in Jamaica as well as in the United States. And I think for this has been an eye-opener for myself as well as for the students, because we realize that hospitality and tourism has come a very, very long way, and it has a lot of, it is really, really growing.
Mrs. Sawyers McFarlane is equally ecstatic that the program is targeting the nation's youth.
This program is a wonderful program that they could ever introduce in our school system, because it allows the students to get first-hand knowledge of hospitality training. They are able to learn how to approach the guests, how to deal with guests, how to resolve guest issue as it relates to hospitality industry as on a whole, and it will do very well for them.
I would like to become an executive chef. This program teaches me how to work towards it and persistence in doing it. I have learned a lot of things. For one, I've learned about how to communicate with persons better. I have learned how to manage my time as well. how to work under pressure, and just how to persuade myself as a better person as well. I can say it is a very great program, and I would encourage anyone to come to this program.
This program is a great opportunity for anyone who wants to become a hospitality personnel working in the hospitality industry, and it is a great program overall. I've learned to improve my communication skills, my interpersonal skills. I've learned a lot in the courses such as customer service, front desk operation, and housekeeping operations as well. In the future, I would love to become a food and beverage manager, and this course is also done in the HTMP program.
The Ministries of Tourism and Education, combining lesson plans to secure Jamaica's #1 foreign exchange earning product.
Thank you for coming, and we look forward to seeing you, and do come again.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash, no paper, no dash, no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
Earlier this year, Jamaica was voted as one of the top 25 best destinations in the world by renowned travel site TripAdvisor. Jamaica was ranked among destinations such as London, Rome, and Paris. Our island home is packed with so many recreational and historical sites that we often take them for granted. Take a look at 3 spectacular hidden gems in the parish of St. James.
You've joined me at the right time. I'm actually now on my way to explore some of the most historical and culturally rich sites in the parish of St. James. And no, I'm not talking about the popular Rosa Great House, Sam Sharp Square, or Doctor's Cave Beach. We are going to be exploring some of the hidden treasures. So tucked away in the corner of Creek Street and Dome Street in downtown Montego Bay is the Creek Dome Monument. Let's check it out. The Creek Dome was built in 1837 above a stream that gave the households of Montego Bay their best source of drinking water at the time. I hear that this actually used to be the home of the keeper of the dome, and that was someone who lived on the upper floor and took payment from those who came for water.
Remember, every time you take a drink of water, before everybody add this, we Montegonians add this.
I told you this tour would be dropping some history, right? After leaving the busy streets of downtown Montego Bay, we headed to the cool hills of Fairfield, where the 300-year-old Belfield Great House and Gardens is found.
Welcome to Belfield, one of the oldest sugar plantations in Jamaica. Okay, so this is an old great house in Jamaica, the one of the oldest great house that was owned by 11th generation, still operate under the same family. It was built in 1735. These are pictures of the Car Jarretts. We're gonna enter one of the busiest rooms on the entire house, the dining area. Meals are always elaborate. As you can see the settings, it was elaborate. In the center of this table, you would have an old hog just for decoration. After eating all these, they would get sick sometimes and they blame it on the slave. Poor slave, it was from this fork. It was made from pewter and lead, so it's poisonous. Now we are entering to the master bedroom. As you notice, this dress is over 200 years old, and if you take it up, it can tear apart. As I exit the room, as you notice, the lush green grass that a lot of slaves were working on the sugar plantation, bending their backs and cutting canes. The sugar master would be using this to signal them. Today, this part of the property is used for weddings and private functions. It also over 600 people. Oh, before I forgot, Sandria, I'm gonna tell you about our old Chattanooga. That is a miniature version of an old sugar mill. It is operated by our donkey, Wilhelmina.
Here you go, Sandra.
Thank you so much, Godfrey.
You're welcome. Taste it and enjoy.
Wow. And there you have it. If you're looking for a truly sweet and authentic Jamaican experience, you know where to stop. Thanks, Willie. So listen, after such a filling experience at Belfield Great House, we had to make one more stop in the hills of Anchovy. Trust me, the road may be rocky, but it will be worth it.
Welcome to Rockland, and you're going to feed some hummingbirds. You hold the bottle.
How do you hold the bottle?
This, like this. And then you put your finger sideways.
Sideways, okay.
And then the hummingbirds come and sit on your finger.
That was quick.
Your finger too goes a little bit wider, 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 up.
And just when you think you have seen it all, visitors are able to savor this breathtaking view of Montego Bay from this cozy outdoor patio area, or enjoy a walk through the garden with our guide to learn about some of Jamaica's plants, trees, and herbs. Awesome. Thank you so much, Fitz, for taking me on this peaceful tour of the gardens and for allowing me to become one with nature. I told you wouldn't regret this tour. If you are a nature lover like I am, then the Rocklands Bird Sanctuary is a must-see. But a case can also be made for the Creek Dome Monument and the Belfield Great House. In fact, we barely scratched the surface. St. James has so much more to offer. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and explore all this wonderful parish has to offer.
So many wish they could visit our shores. We live where they vacation. Brand Jamaica beckons all from the four corners of the earth.
Well, as a Jamaican, I have great pride in selling it. You know, your pride that you sell Jamaica with is something that it rolls off. Jamaica has so much to offer, and every time I have the privilege of bringing an executive down to Jamaica, an executive from an airline or a tour operator or a travel agency, and you take them across the country, you know, the pride that they said, wow, I can't imagine, especially when it's their first time. Wow, I love this.
Build it. Cherish it. Our wealth is Brand Jamaica.
Did you know that tourism generates 10% of jobs worldwide and is included in Sustainable Development Goal 8 for its potential to create decent work? Yes, the benefits of a booming tourism sector are often undervalued. Not only does tourism have a plethora of economic benefits for countries, it also generates countless jobs for persons working in transport and hospitality industries. Furthermore, tourism has the potential to improve relationships between nations and businesses. It is also known that tourism is the catalyst for greater cultural exchange and cultural appreciation. And how can I not mention tourism provides opportunities for entertainment and recreation, which eventually leads to improved happiness and well-being. So on this Tourism Day, let's take a moment to appreciate how our tourism sector is helping to make Jamaica a better place for persons to visit, live, work, raise families, do business, and of course, retire in paradise.
And I was raised resilient people, a tropical island. Oh yeah, and I learned to smile. Here I learned what love is. Authentic Jamaica, the happiest island. Oh yes. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello, hello. I'm a Jamaican. We are Jamaicans. Hello, hello. I'm a Jamaican. The energy is our people proud and strong. When we stand together, we're rising for better. Oh yeah, we're many but one. Together we will strive. When unity is our strength, we rise from our struggles. Oh yeah. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello, hello. I'm a Jamaican. We are Jamaicans. Hello, hello. I'm a Jamaican. Jamaicans, I really love you. We'll smile the way right through. We're third millennium. I really like you, forever love you. We are wonderfully great, with happiness at all. Now, tomorrow, forever. I really like you, forever love you. Jamaica, 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 Jamaica. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello, hello. I'm a Jamaican.
And this is the final stop in today's magazine. Thanks for journeying with us. To watch today's program again, simply visit our website, jis.gov.jm. Don't forget that you're able to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Audrey. Have a superb weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Business Access is access.
Business Access TV.
Serious.
serious.
Serious about business.
Explore, engage, elevate. The Jamaica Stock Exchange is showcasing its online program here at its eCampus Open House and Corporate Mingle. Hi, I'm Javon Keys, and Business Access TV is here to bring you all the happenings. Stay tuned. The first segment of our program is the Open House, where the Jamaica Stock Exchange will be introducing its postgraduate certification programs offered through its eCampus. Mrs. Marlene Street Forrest will bring greetings.
I want to thank you for coming this evening to the JC eCampus's Open House. And, you know, when I was thinking about what I would say to you this evening, I said, you know, the fact that you come and, you know, it's immediately after August, which is the break, and I know you have a lot to do at the office, and also with the back to school. I am very pleased to see you all. You know, you have given us this evening pleasure in coming here. The intention this evening is to introduce to you the JC's exciting eCampus and the programs that we currently offer. And I'm smiling because I remember in 2012, at our launch, we said, and the program that we currently offer. And I am just excited about the fact that now we can say the programs, right, Dr. Lawrence, that we currently offer. And we feel that it is appropriate to share with you not only the number of programs we offer, but the level of certification that bolster our offerings. Because it is one thing to offer programs upon programs, but how does it enhance what you do? What can you do after you say, I've completed that program? There must be something to bolster it. And these include the accreditation by the University Council of Jamaica of our flagship program, the Postgraduate Diploma in Financial Services Management, our Continuing Professional Development Certification, which provides the stamp of approval from the CPD Certification Services in London that all our programs conform to continuing professional development principles, and also the approval from the Financial Services Commission of our online securities courses. The eCampus objectives are designed to match the objectives of the participants to our courses, which are to increase in the knowledge base of persons within the financial industry and the general marketplace. So we want to ensure that you know that while we operate within the financial industry, financial matters affect all companies. Am I correct, Dr. Lawrence? All companies. So it is a broad scope we are talking about. The ability also to practically utilize the training at the workplace and in the participants' daily life, and see to convert the training into a tangible currency. That is upward mobility in the organization. As the best performing exchange in the world, and you know, I would have to say that, right? For 2015, 2018, and we are second at this point to date in terms of what Bloomberg has said. But 2 weeks ago, we were number one. So we are watching this to see what will happen. And I want you to watch it with me so that we know where we are for the end of the year. But it is no secret that we have a very clear vision on what the standard in training in the financial services sector and its employees should be. So you would be coming to the right place. We understand that daily the rules of the game changes in the financial sector, as well as other sectors of commerce. And the risk in the market are greater now due to new and sophisticated products. You know, we're looking at bitcoins, and we are looking at other asset class, we would say. And, you know, as a result of that, the Jamaica Stock Exchange will be there to guide the market through these various sophisticated products. So, you know, there can be only one place to look. Our programs take these variables of this sophistication and all of that global changes in mind. And so there are several hundred persons working in the financial sector that will benefit from getting on board. We're hoping today to shed more light on the programs we offer, the matter of admission, the persons are here, or flexible payment plan, and the importance of the campus in general, and why we wish to engage you in having the campus as central to your thought. Whether as an individual or as a company or as HR, the campus must be central to your thoughts. Again, welcome.
On behalf of the JC Group and the eCampus, I would like to extend to you all a warm welcome and thanks for taking your time to be a part of this very informative event. I'm very pleased to be a part of the technical group which handles all technical matters relating to the eCampus. Our main objectives and goals and responsibilities are to provide training for our faculty members and our staff, as well as the eCampus administrative unit and our other stakeholders, such as our students and the general public at large. I will be demoing our relevant technologies that we use in our day-to-day operations, as well as I'll be, giving you some brief system requirements of the systems that we use. Our website is based on Moodle, which is basically the benchmark for all universities and tertiary institutions worldwide. Basically, every tertiary institution uses Moodle to develop their website in order to provide that hub, that platform, that community, which all our facilitators, our participants, technical administrators, and the administrative staff of the eCampus can interact.
eCampus was designed to engage the learner. I will briefly introduce you to some of its features and activities, beginning with the homepage. There is always something happening on eCampus and in the financial world, and eCampus Happenings is where you get the latest headlines. To your right, you will see a message notification box that shows messages sent to you from other students, your teachers, or administration. You will also notice a calendar that shows events for the current month. We'll talk more about calendar later. Let's move into one of my courses. To your left and to your right, you will notice several boxes that show you the latest news, all the course activities, upcoming course events, and others. You will notice that the course has an introduction. This section gives you all the information you need to know on the course. This section will also be updated to provide you with the latest information of most importance to the course material. You will also notice that the course has a general chat room and a general forum, two great ways of communicating with your peers. The forum lets you view topics created by teachers and other students. You can also create your own topics and comment on open ones. This is a great way to post general questions to your class members. The chat room allows you to have live chat sessions with class members who are currently online. Your teacher may sometimes use this as an open session to answer general queries. Let's now look at assignments. Assignments are given with clear instructions and may sometimes require you to submit a file. A file can be in PDF, Word, Excel. It all depends on what the teacher instructs you to do. And for the real deal, the course content. Content is delivered in video and audio. It lets you pause, skip, go back, and continue from wherever you left off the last time. The beauty about this experience is, if you didn't get the lecture the first time around, you can always go back and watch it again for as long as it's available. And let's look at the quiz. You get instant feedback as you answer each question, and your grade is known immediately at the end of each quiz. Didn't do so well? Don't worry. You get 3 attempts, but keep this in mind. The final grade will be the average of all 3 attempts. This is an online course, but you still get to see and talk with your lecturer. Each course has at least one web meeting session with your lecturer. In this session, the lecturer can share his screen with you as you work through a problem. He may also give you the floor so that you may be seen as you speak to the rest of the class. This is all for now. Thank you and enjoy your eCampus learning experience.
The next video I'll be presenting is our web platform. We use a technology called Zoom webinars. I'm sure most of us might have been previously exposed or we have heard of Zoom before. It is a very interactive, collaborative tool that's very easy to use.
Expand your reach and build relevance with your target audience using Zoom video webinars. Zoom's flexible registration controls allow you to gather valuable information. Designate your interactive video panelists that can present and screen share with up to 10,000 attendees and to an unlimited audience with Facebook Live or YouTube streaming. The host can promote any viewer to an interactive panelist at any time. Live Q&A and chat allow you and your panelists to answer attendee questions on the fly. Registration, Q&A, and polling are all linked to detailed reporting. Zoom's powerful integrations help you get more out of your webinars. Monetize your content with our PayPal integration and simplify follow-up with our CRM integrations. Let your webinar live on after the live event by enabling our on-demand feature, allowing you to capture new registrants long after the webinar's end. Webinars are perfect for town hall meetings, large-scale trainings, product announcements, marketing lead generation, and more. Reach a broader audience and grow your impact with Zoom video webinars.
Dorgan Global Regulatory and Compliance Services. The regulatory framework is always changing, making this environment increasingly complex and confusing for businesses. Regulations as national, international and supranational levels are being issued, amended or expanded, which sometimes makes it hard to navigate through the maze of orders, decrees, guidelines and circulars. This is not helped by the fact that businesses also need to assess the potential effects of future regulations. Dorgan Global professionals can help you manage compliance risks and operational essential to achieving lasting business success today, as compliance breaches can cause considerable damage, which may even put the future of a company at risk. Dorgan Global can help you make smarter, more effective decisions regarding regulatory and compliance matters. Let's have a conversation. Contact us at email info@dorgan.global. Website www.dorgan.global.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life, highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
I never thought I'd hear the day when blackberries are archaic. It just goes to show that we have to keep up with the times, you know, and the product that the JSC eCampus has, this online professional development platform, is keeping up with the times. People want what they want, when they want it on time, and they want it delivered in a convenient manner. Gone are the days when you're going to be expecting people to come after you have completed or you're in your workspace to come to a 2-year, you don't have the time, and no workplace can manage anything like that. So I'm here to give you an overview of what I term a marquee product of the eCampus. The product I want to give you an overview of, and I won't be very long, is called a Postgraduate Diploma in Financial Services Management. Long acronym there. The Postgraduate Diploma in Financial Services Management is an occupational graduate program. It is higher than a bachelor's degree and everything else, associates, so on. It is a graduate program. So it is a postgraduate qualification, and it is an occupational qualification. You'll hear a little bit more in a couple of slides what I mean, or the distinction between occupational versus academic. It offers industry participants opportunities for critical exploration of the regulatory framework, governance issues, financial products, and services in an academic climate of high intellectual rigor. And a part of why this program was developed was because of a recognition that someone may come to the financial sector with an MBA or a bachelor's degree from a recognized institution abroad. But the actual workings, the mechanism of how the financial sector works locally is not treated. And so there was a need for persons to get up to speed to be able to deliver products and services in a much more efficient way. And hence the concept here. But I must also say before I move to the next slide that the concept was a visionary one from Mrs. Merlin Street Forest. I mean, I'm sure she's accustomed to that term being associated with her name now. Matter of fact, you can probably say Merlin Visionary Forest. Because it was out of her idea, really, that this need was being filled. It is 15 months in length. And this, by the way, compares very well with similar occupational postgraduate degrees in the world. Now, what is a professional degree? Remember I said I'd tell you what the distinction between a professional and an academic degree. I put it in bold there, partly. Well, first of all, let's go from the first bullet. It helps students to prepare for careers in their specific fields. So you have professional degrees in law, in pharmacy, in medicine, education. The length of the programs can vary, but span anywhere from 1 to 5 years. So 15 months is pretty optimal, as you can see. But important there, professional degrees are designed to directly prepare students for a particular career, hence the term professional or occupational degree. All right? And I just gave a list of a couple of them that exist. And part of the reason why I use Juris Doctor and Doctor of Medicine is because all of a sudden when you hear about doctorates in these areas, you see prestige. So I'm making you understand that the postgraduate diploma in financial services management has pedigree. Now, what is an academic degree? An academic degree, the emphasis typically is about research. And I like to break it down for my students when they first enter in a class that I teach about research. Research is really about learning first. And it is that you are the lead learner in the field. And you're creating new knowledge. It's not about working with what you have. It's about creating new knowledge. And typically it's very heady and academic and published in journals and so on. So there's a clear distinction between an occupational or professional degree as opposed to an academic degree. So I looked at 5 reputable institutions in the Commonwealth. I chose the Commonwealth. The United States of America tends to have all kinds of variants, but I wanted a system that we could compare to ours. So I looked at the UK and Canada, and I'm sure you recognize some of these institutions here. There's the Seneca College of Applied Arts and Technology in Canada, Oxford University, the #1 university in the world, bar none, University of Salford, Manchester, London School of Business and Finance, and the famous London School of Economics, and Douglas College. Douglas College is Canada, Seneca College, Canada, the rest obviously in the UK. They have those products there. And you can see the terms are very, very similar to the one that we have. The overall offerings are also very similar, okay? And look at the costing. You can't beat what we sell here. The role and function of the Jamaica Stock Exchange is very similar to the role and function of the UCJ, University Council of Jamaica. What both institutions have in common is that they tell potential stakeholders that you can trust this organization. So you are listed on the stock exchange, these people can be trusted. They fly by night and take your money and disappear. And you know what I mean. The UCJ is telling us the same thing. In essentially, in an educational organization, you don't want to go and invest your time or your money in a fly-by-night organization. And there's much more to it. But I'm saying to you what UCJ says, you can trust this product. Now, it's important to note that whereas for the diploma, the postgraduate diploma, you need to do 14 courses, you may take any one course by itself. So you can decide, oh, you know, I want to know a little bit more about risk management. There's a course for that. I want to know about corporate governance. There's a course. So say I want to just do a course by itself, you can do that, as opposed to taking on all 14. There's no comparable program available at any of these institutions to compare with the $250,000 or so that it is being offered for here in Jamaica at the eCampus. Now, I did the benchmarking of the product itself, but I want to put also the context of the eCampus in this one slide. This is the London Stock Exchange, and I'm sure Mrs. Forrest knows, and those of us that have had the opportunity to take a look at the landscape, that London Stock Exchange has what they call an academy. They do not leave professional development of the financial sector up to chance. And what they use is the term bespoke. They are prepared to create bespoke professional development training opportunities for anybody, anywhere in the world. So if you want a course in Jamaica, they can make it for you, but we don't want you to do that. That is our site, and you can see down the bottom there, new and exciting upcoming workshops. That's the bespoke side of the eCampus. Entry requirements are listed here. And by the way, the third requirement there, speaking about mature postgraduate diploma applicants. In other words, we're looking at industry experience. This isn't a willy-nilly thing. It is a part of how educational institutions have evolved, a part of how we now matriculate persons. Think of somebody who is a virtuoso at the guitar. They have never read a note in their life, but they can play it better than, drop something they can do. We say, okay, we won't invalidate that you can't read notes. Come and handle whatever action or activity in terms of playing a song or playing what you have done. And we can evaluate that and determine for what amount of credits or how that can be used to matriculate you into the system. So you may have entered the financial sector without necessarily, many people have soared to the top without beginning initially with any formal training. So we're not invalidating that. That's a reality. That's the way of the world. That's how every institution now operates. So that's what that mature applicants pertains to. So we say we will take industry experience as well as part of what can be used to matriculate you into the program. But first degree, JSC Securities course, or any other FSC approved first level course, at least 3 years relevant experience within the financial services sector or a related field. So what we're saying is that this program is for you. Wherever you sit, this program is for you. If you're serious about advancement in your career. I don't know how many have recognized this gentleman. He was the former head of HEART NTA. And now that's a national body, and now he's the head of the Caribbean Examinations Council, CSEC. So he has moved from head of a national organization to now the head of a regional organization. He has a PhD in industrial engineering. he said this. He came and did the program. And at the graduating ceremony, he described it as by far one of my most consequential studies when he came and did the program here. And as a part of what this program is about, ultimately the persons that leave are the brand ambassadors. And he was so pleased that he was prepared to say this about not comparing his industrial engineering degree from University in Florida and the list of other qualifications he had. He felt that this was one of his most, because it helped him, according to him, when we spoke to him, to function in his role as the CEO of his organization. Because he said he would sit down sometimes in meetings prior to this and hear about, them talking about the budget, and he couldn't understand what was going on. But subsequent to the program, he was able now to plot the institution's financial development, which is quite a big deal for us. So we're very proud of him, one of our graduates, Dr. Wayne Wesley. So I call it a marquee product. As a scientist, I try not to use words idly. I'm very serious about it.
When we return, you'll hear from our guest speaker. Who is it? You'll find out when we come back. Stay with us.
Great design is not only how things look, but also how well they work. The GLC, more than meets the eye.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Tonight's speaker, she said I shouldn't call her a guest speaker. So tonight's speaker is a friend of the eCampus. Not only is she known for her 25+ years experience in the field of risk and compliance, she is also a known attorney at law, a senior manager, and company secretary at KPMG. She is known for her down-to-earth, bubbly, and refreshing personality. However, tonight, she's not here in her capacity as senior manager. She is here to speak to us about the postgraduate certificate in Chartered Secretary and the ICAC course that the eCampus offers. Our speaker is the head of the Jamaica branch of the ICSA and will be sharing with us the benefits of enrolling in a course such as this. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mrs. Elizabeth Henry Pottinger.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be here because I believe that the ICSA qualification is one of the ones that the JSE campus has snagged, and I am sure that at the end of this presentation this evening, many persons will be signing up to become qualified as a chartered secretary. This qualification is over 100 years old. It's headquartered in England, And many Jamaican persons used to travel all the way to England or self-study to learn to be a qualified company secretary. But now the ICSA is being brought right here on your eCampus, right at your fingertips, as I heard someone said earlier this evening. I have my colleague Jean Douglas, who is a chartered secretary as well, and she has been practicing a few years before me, and she knows the in and outs of being a chartered secretary. So why qualify with the ICSA? I like to say that it brings you right into the boardroom and it brings you to the seat of decision making. And this is where the skills are mainly practiced, but it is multidisciplinary. You can be an accountant, you can be a company secretary, you can do risk management. Our qualification will help you to build the skills that will equip you for a career in a variety of sectors and organizations. So we offer a standalone qualifications which cover financial services, and this includes investments and fund management, legal and regulatory requirements, which is my focus, understanding of corporate strategy and structures, the skill to support and advise and enable directors and the board to make the right decisions. So you see that it places you right at the seat of decision making. Here we go. So why is this qualification? Why is this, and what are some of the benefits? You get a chartered status, which is the benchmark for company secretaries and governance professionals. It shows you have the knowledge, the skills and experience to take on a job with significant and wide-ranging responsibilities. It gives you access to thought leadership, research, and our highly respected guidance notes. You get free access to our technical helpline, and the qualification is transferable across major countries. So if you're a chartered secretary in Jamaica, you move to England or Australia or Canada, you can use the same qualifications at the same level. You do not lose your ranking. And the membership is transferable to any ICSA division as long as you're a resident in that division. So this is the stepping stone for your qualification. And pay attention to this particular slide, because different persons will fit in at different steps. You have the foundation, the part 1, and the part 2 qualifications. So the foundation program entry, if you hold a degree or a higher national diploma in either law, accounting, business studies, or business management, then you'll be required to sit and pass the foundation level, which is what we just showed you. The foundation level is the one in red, down the bottom there. So part 1 entry, if you hold any of the following qualifications, you may be eligible to start at part 1. So the HND in law or accounting, HND or degree in business studies or business management, ICSA Level 5 Diploma in Offshore Finance and Admin, Level 5 Diploma in Finance and Administration, or an unrelated degree, and have 5 years or more experience in a company secretarial or governance professional role. So the related degree, entry law. These are law graduates holding an approved UK degree in law, and you'll start at part 1 and will be eligible for exemption from the company law module. So if I go back to that presentation, there's a company law. If you have a law degree, you will be exempt from writing the company law section of part 1, but you would skip the foundation level. So if you have a related degree entry in finance, And the graduates holding an approved UK degree in finance will start at part 1 and will be eligible for exemption from the interpretation of financial accounting module. If you have an MBA entry, they will have to review what your MBA was in and give you the relevant exemptions that are applicable. So for the professional entry, lawyers with fewer than 5 years professional experience will start at part 1 and will be eligible for an exemption from the company law module. They may, subject to previous knowledge, qualification, and experience, also be eligible for an exemption from the development of strategy mode. You must be a member of the bar, and the Jamaican bar is acceptable to the ICSA qualification. Professional entry in accounting. Accountants with fewer than 5 years professional experience will start at part 1 and will be eligible for an exemption from the interpretation of financial accounting information module. They may, subject to previous knowledge, qualification, or experience, also be eligible for an exemption in the development of strategy mode. The fees, I think it's comparable to what we have heard earlier. The program says that you have a registration fee of £77. There's a subscription of £135. To be exempted, though, you have to pay £157 per module. And the exam fee is also £157 per module. And there's a study text per module. And note that the annual subscription fee is payable to maintain your student membership. So it means that in order to even do those 2 papers, the case study and the other paper, you must register as a student of the Institute of Chartered Secretary. The ways to study: tuition provider, which the eCampus is a registered tuition provider, and you will be taken through your paces through this eCampus. I don't want to say too much about the other study. You can self-study as well, but I have found that most people who self-study, they have a great difficulty in passing the exam. So I would encourage you to sign up with the eCampus and take advantage of all of the help that you can get. This is a worthwhile qualification, I can tell you. And we have some postgraduate partners, and I think the eCampus, I'm not sure that you're a postgraduate partner as yet, but you are a provider of the services. We have a link that you can find the full list of postgraduate courses and providers. And here are some facts I provided for you. Students must register with both the university and the ICSA prior to completing the course. And your fees vary from that of ICSA, the fees that you pay to the eCampus, and your membership fees are payable directly to the institute. So for the foundation program, which is the red box that we skipped over earlier, there are 4 papers here. Introduction to the business environment, Introduction to Finance and Accounting, and I can tell you that that is not really an introductory course. It is much deeper than an introductory course. Principles of Company Compliance and Administration and Introduction to Law. What does it involve? This is the foundation course, 15 to 200 learning hours that develop your understanding of the fundamentals, including introduction to the business environment, finance, law, compliance, and admin. There's a one closed book 3-hour exam, and it covers all of the 4 modules. It leads to the foundation program certificate at level 4 and the right to continue to study for the qualifying program. So remember that there are 3 levels: the foundation, part 1 and part 2. Some people might be exempted from the foundation in its entirety. Some will be exempted from parts of part 1. Some will be exempted from all of part 1, and some will be exempted from part of the part 2, depending on your years of experience and your qualification.
The presentations may be over, but the event isn't quite done. Now let's go mingle.
Crow Jamaica Risk Management Services, RMS. Risk management has become indispensable to a company's business operations and management strategy in this complex environment nowadays. Crow Jamaica risk management experts help to turn every risk into an opportunity. We are experienced in providing customized solutions to manage risks and increase transparency and accountability of the companies. Our core services include internal audit, internal control review, corporate governance, corporate compliance, etc. Our team can help you make smarter, more effective decisions. Let's have a conversation. Contact us at email people@crowjm.com, website www.crowjm.com.
I'm 36. I'm a husband, a manager, and still very good looking. In 2 hours, I have the most important meeting of my life. But first, it's time to play. The new Suzuki Vitara.
So, Mrs. Street Forest, the eCampus was launched in 2012, and it's a number of years now. What's the traction been like, and what can we expect going forward from this regime introduced by the JSC?
We have been successful in having many students from all different industries partake of the programs that we have. The flagship program, which is the postgraduate diploma in financial services management, and all the other workshops, the attending workshops that talk about products and services within the financial sector and otherwise. Our uptick has been very good. You know, we have had the accreditation from UCJ. We also have approval from the Financial Services Commission and the CPD certification. And these bolster just what people get from the program, hands-on and also qualification to take them to the next level. And you know, we are looking at areas such as blockchain technology, digital asset management, digitization of your organization. These are some things that are critical to the success of organizations, and whatever comes within the environment that will lead to a better and more sustainable financial sector, we are there. So these are are the programs that we continue to offer, and anything that evolves, we offer those as well.
So Dr. Benjamin, talk to us about the accreditation for the courses. Now many persons may be concerned, yes, they hear about the courses being offered, but generally a concern is there about accreditation. Are these courses accredited?
Yes, very good question. I want to first of all give us a sense of what accreditation means. In my earlier presentation, I pointed out that at the center of accreditation is a matter of public trust. And persons can think about it as you would think about being listed on the stock exchange, for example. What that means is that possible persons who want to invest know that the money is not going to disappear when they invest it. Academic accreditation is relatively similar. The University Council of Jamaica provides a platform and relevant processes and procedures that when a company or when an institution, when a program has been accredited by the University Council of Jamaica, what they're saying is that potential stakeholders, students who might come on board, financiers, matter of fact, you can't get a student loan if you're not going to be going in an accredited program. So you're saying to the person that, look, this is a program that is trustworthy. It is going to add value. It is the kind of program that will be recognized wherever in the world that you go. And so the JSE campus postgraduate diploma in financial services management is one such accredited program.
And for persons generally who may be interested in, let's say, pursuing this course, how well does it tie in, or how different is it from any other postgraduate degree, let's say, offered by any other institution? Why is it that I should choose doing this program over any other?
Absolutely. No, the program is offered by the Jamaica Stock Exchange eCampus. One of the key mandates of the eCampus from its parent body was to ensure that the providers of financial services in the landscape are well equipped to provide advice, to provide innovative services and products to the market. And in order for this to happen, they have to have a firm understanding of the governance structures of the banking industry, financial services industry, understand international best practices, of course, local best practices, and so on. And we ensure that all our graduates, when they leave the program, through having done the 14 courses, there are about 17 outcomes we have put there. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. But among them are the essentials to be able to advise and to develop and implement products, both financial products, as well as to provide advice to potential clients as to how to invest their own money. Yes.
So you're saying, of course, by all means, it's the best program to choose to do.
It is the best program because it is customized for the Jamaican context. And even if somebody has another degree, they would probably be studying a lot of theories, and it's not that we don't do theory work in the postgraduate diploma in financial services management, but that we are looking at it more as an occupational and an applied degree, so that it is more practical, it's more hands-on, it's more oriented towards being able to respond to the needs of the Jamaican local context.
So Mr. Parks, the Jamaica Stock Exchange's eCampus has a wide range of courses offered. Tell us a bit about these programs.
Sure. Well, our flagship program is our postgraduate diploma in financial services management. We have a suite of other postgraduate certificates that are offered, including we have the compliance and information governance, we have the financial planning and wealth management, we have the brokerage operations, and many others that are specialized to the different sector. So because we cater to the financial services sector, we have persons who need more enhanced training for security brokers, banking, insurance, and any other entity that offers financial services in general. But we also offer a suite of workshops that are specifically designed to enhance the learning outcomes, to ensure that persons can become a more enhanced desk-ready operant. That is, we highlight gaps that might be there in the marketplace in terms of from an HR perspective, and also persons who are interested in upgrading their skill, because we are CPD certified, which is a continued professional development certification that comes through London, England, and we ensure that everything that we offer are at the highest level to enable all of our participants to be desk-ready operant, or to be a desk-ready operant, and bring an immediacy in terms of the know-how right to their desk for the benefit of the organizations as a whole.
Now, I know your focus is on strengthening persons in the financial sector, but are there any plans to also offer courses for persons who may not necessarily have a degree now, but may be interested in learning about becoming financially savvy and strengthening their wherewithal as it relates to financial education?
Well, sure. We offer the Jamaica Online Securities course, which is a minimum entry-level requirement for persons who require the basic knowledge. So we cater to varying personnel from that perspective. So persons who require to be licensed by the Financial Services Commission. The Jamaica Online Securities course that we offer is the minimum qualification that the FSC would assess in order to license you to give professional advice. We have persons who gravitate to that program, not necessarily because they want to give advice, but they want to have a better understanding in order to navigate the financial markets as a whole, to ensure that their whole financial health can be enhanced.
So you've basically gotten the best of both worlds, a platform where information is shared and another where it's discussed. I'm Javon Keys. I've been your host, and thanks to you for staying tuned to the Jamaica Stock Exchange's eCampus Open House and Corporate Mingle. And thanks to the Jamaica Stock Exchange for having such an event where they're showcasing the offerings of their eCampus. Thanks for staying with us. Pleasant viewing.
Do you want more experience from your SUV? Introducing the 2020 Nissan X-Trail with leading-edge technology, intelligent ride and chassis control, a round view monitor, and hill start assist for confidence behind the wheel, plus auto headlights and panoramic sunroof. Drive the SUV with more experience. The Nissan X-Trail, available today at Fidelity Motors.
The Caribbean is a rich biodiversity hotspot. It has over 11,000 plant species, and about 72 of these are found only in this region. This richness also extends to the Caribbean people. Their traditional knowledge of the region's varied natural resources has integrated nature into the economic and health sectors worldwide. It has also drawn many to research and use the region's biodiversity for medicinal, cosmetic, and pharmaceutical purposes. For example, the glaucoma medication Canasol is made from cannabis. However, Caribbean islands have fallen prey to biopiracy, where a country's resources are accessed and developed commercially, but the country gets little or no benefit from it. As the world benefits from the Caribbean's biodiversity, countries need to be compensated for their commercial use. Lawmakers need to ensure that their countries are legally prepared to give access to and benefits from commercial use of genetic resources. To ensure prior informed consent and mutually agreed terms of access established by the Nagoya Protocol, the Global Environment Facility, GEF, United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, and the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, IUCN, are jointly providing support to countries at different levels in order to advance towards functional access and benefit sharing. Under the Nagoya Protocol, countries from which natural resources are obtained for commercial developments are entitled to compensation. It also ensures indigenous knowledge from groups such as the Maroons, Rastafarians, and Amerindians can be credited and compensated if their traditional knowledge has been used for commercial purposes. Caribbean islands are putting the Nagoya Protocol in their legislative framework to safeguard their country's biodiversity and traditional knowledge. Let us all work together to protect our resources, do valuable research, and reap the benefits of sustainable bioprospecting in the region.
I wanted to be an educator because I believe that education is the most powerful weapon that can change the world.
My dreams and aspiration is to one day become an entrepreneur where I can employ other persons and help to build the country.
I wanted to go into development. I wanted to help people become better versions of themselves. Growing up, I saw a lot of violence, I saw a lot of crime, I saw a lot of poverty. The challenges are so many. The first one that comes to mind is the level of youth unemployment that's here.
Challenges that exist here in West Prospect Bogwog are lack of awareness for educational opportunities or job opportunities.
Not many got a chance to do CXC or graduate from the secondary level. So that's a major setback for the people living in the community.
A way to alleviate this issue is training programs.
They need more opportunities, like to go back to school to get themselves a certificate so they can be able to work and create employment for themselves and their family.
Push more entrepreneurship opportunity, encourage these youths to be creative and innovative in what they do. Give them startup capital to start their business. Invest more in the youth skills and talents.
The Poverty Reduction Program is funded by the European Union, and it really is a program that focuses on the most vulnerable type of communities, making communities safer, making citizens more healthy, better access to education.
For European Union, investing in youth is an obvious choice. They are the future of the country. If we prepare them well, they will bring the change that Jamaica needs. That's why we invest in scholarships, internship, training in life skills and mentorship.
I received a tertiary scholarship from PRP to attend the University of Technology, Jamaica. It meant a lot to me because I realized that somebody else believed in me and somebody saw the potential that I have and somebody believed that I could actually achieve my goals.
I benefited by getting firstly an internship, and also they assisted my bachelor's degree financially. But critically, outside of the finances, the persons that were on the project, you know, the motivation that they provided, etc., it really provided a huge boost.
This is my third year at the MICO. This scholarship, it helped me to be able to focus only on my education here, because tertiary education is not cheap.
I was placed at ODPEM on the one-year internship program. It was really good. It was an opportunity for me to prove myself, to give myself a service, and also to gain experience in the working world, and to also provide for my family.
I plan to be an agent of change in my community by being a mentor, a leader, and a godfather for the youths growing up. Try to help them teach them a trade.
You don't have to be rich to help. You don't have to achieve greatness to start. I contributed to my basic school by providing them with the necessary resources that they need, that I believe that in the long run, it will have a ripple effect on many, many persons.
Professionally, I manage the whole program, which is aimed at giving young persons the opportunity to, you know, do what I did, basically, to get their foot inside an organization. Additionally, I also have a little small business that I try to employ young persons to learn a skill, etc.
When you're persistent in life, when you're determined, when you're hungry for success, then you'll be able to accomplish and achieve anything that you want.
It has changed hundreds and hundreds of lives. Not just my life, my family lives, my friends' lives, etc. I want to just urge everyone looking on to continue these social programs. These are the solutions to the many ills that we face as a society and as a country and even as a world. So thank you, and I challenge you, continue it. It's needed.
Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Chill Spot. Today, Arlene Martin will be taking us to YS Falls, where we'll learn more about how she made her name in corporate Jamaica as a certified business coach for Action Coach and as the designer and owner for Drena Luna Atelier. So don't go anywhere, lots more to come on your favorite business and lifestyle show.
Hi, Candy. How are you doing?
Hi, it's good to
Nice
see
meeting
you.
How was the
Hi,
drive? This is you call. This is Candy.
Hi, how are you?
So we're going to be chilling in St. Elizabeth.
Yeah, I'm the shrimp country. Yeah.
Yep, that's him.
Yeah,
That's him. This is the soup spot.
I have shrimp soup and peppered shrimp. You understand? And if you pass with your family and you have a special order, you can just sit around the back just like
Just like here?
Okay. Around the back, relaxing, having their soup.
Definitely having some soup before we head down to YS. All right.
So excuse me, you guys.
All right, we'll see you. We'll see you. So how was your drive down?
It was good. How was yours?
It was pretty good, as normally is.
So talk to us about YS Falls and why it's your chill spot.
Well, I have different chill spots across the country every year. I have a target list of places in Jamaica that I want to go to.
That's
Either
really
new
cool.
places, yeah, or places that I haven't been in a while. So it's been maybe 15 years since YS tried last year. By the time we got here, it was raining. So I had to make up. So I got back on the list for this year.
This is the trip for this year.
So this is one of my 6 trips for this year. Try to do something, yeah, at least once every other month. So I get out of Kingston.
What are we going to be doing when we get there?
Well, definitely want to just relax, do the falls, and then maybe do a little zip line.
So you actually can climb the falls at YS?
It's not climbing like Duns River Falls at all. So it's a nice experience. You have to take a little ride up there. But as I say, it's been a while, so it's re-experiencing it.
Right.
But I'm open to it feeling like new again.
And then there's a zip line.
Yeah, that's new. I hadn't done that before,
Right.
so that's going to be So that's going to be new. It's a new experience, new adventure. And that's what Jamaica is about, right?
The irony of this program is that I don't like to do all of these things, and I always have to do them.
But you see, how do you feel when you do it? You're really
No,
happy, right?
it's invigorated and just amazing.
So that's what's going to happen
yeah.
today then.
All right, well.
All right, let's go.
I'm ready. So shrimp first though, right?
Yes. So shrimp for you, soup for me.
Gonna be ordering. I want shrimp.
I'm just going to have a cup of soup.
You want to spice it up.
Oh, thank you.
Make it taste nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thanks, you call.
Okay, then.
All right, bye. So how is it?
Good. This is delicious. How's the soup?
It's pretty good actually.
It's not very hot.
It usually isn't too spicy, but just sharp enough.
Right, just the right.
Yep, just the right amount of flavor.
So let me not eat all of this now. Let me save some
let's
for
save
later.
some.
But we're off to YS now.
Yeah, let's head to YS now. All right.
Well, what a lovely property this is, eh?
It's absolutely beautiful.
It really is. I love being out here. The whole ambience is just really
It's very nice.
So Arlene, you are a certified business coach with Action Coach, and you're also the owner of Dreadaluna. Let's talk about being an action coach. What exactly is it? Is it different from being a mentor or a business coach or a business advisor? Talk about that.
It's closer to being a mentor, certainly not only an advisor, and we're definitely not consultants as business coaches. What we do is we work with firms, empowering them, and we're supporting them. So just like an athlete has a coach, the athlete actually does the performance, and the coach provides that technical information, as well as, very importantly, that accountability to the business owner. So we coach business owners in the same way that a sport coach will coach an athlete.
So how do you make sure that each person, becomes successful? What kind of strategies do you use?
Well, importantly, with Action Coach, we have a proven methodology. And Action Coach is actually a global firm. It's in almost 60 countries with over 1,000 coaches globally. And we have the Jamaica firm here. We'll soon have 3 coaches. Right now, we're still at 2 coaches. So there's a proven methodology for us. Our definition of a successful business is a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you as the business owner. So a business owner should be able to leave the business running because there are strong enough systems in place and the team can run the business. So how we ensure success with our clients is a proven 6-step methodology that takes them from the basics to actually where you have synergy and everything is working well within the business, like a well-oiled machine that's consistently generating profit for passive income for the business.
Can you tell us some of the persons who you have worked with?
Right, well, in terms of individual clients, we work with just about any business from any industry because our basic business model, the business chassis, is the same. And even if you run one business, you can run 2 or 3 businesses. And we've worked with the tourism sector, we've worked in health, we've worked in retail, manufacturing and production, as well as professional services. So our clients come from just about any industries. We've also had strategic alliances, so we have worked with major banks, the National Commercial Bank, as well as the Bank of Nova Scotia. You may have heard about the Scotiabank Vision Achievers program.
Yes, exactly.
That was actually run by Action Coach. So it was founded on an Action Coach group coaching program.
My best friend actually did it.
Oh, excellent. What were the results?
She loves it. She loves it. She told me that it was very good and she recommended it to me as well, that I should go through it.
It's very important, and what we love about it and what brings out that passion for us in terms of that satisfaction is when we have stories like that, because business owners actually improve.
What about what led up to you now partnering with Action Coach and becoming a business coach? Tell me about how that happened.
It's interesting. So my passion had always been really to support companies, but I was doing that indirectly. And so I started out wanting to promote very specifically agricultural exports from Jamaica so that our economy could develop that way. Right. So I did trade policy and promotion. I got experience first in the agricultural sector in the USA, broadly for the State Department of Agriculture in the state of Georgia, and also with the Poultry and Egg Association in the US before working at the Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO. So with JAMPRO, great experience. I worked through the export development departments, even though I started out in the President's office focused on trade policy. Until I got to special projects. So transitioned through a number of programs, but always working either at the national level or at sector level, trying to help companies to improve access to export markets or how it is that they were promoting their products in markets that they could penetrate for increased sales. So what led to the transition for me is there's so much you can do when you do strategy and when you do programs, but you have trade figures for nations, but it's not the nations that are actually trading, it's the companies that are doing business. So to really have impact, I wanted to work more closely with the firms. And after JAMPRO, I did international consulting for a while, working on local projects, still in the area primarily of strategy for export as well as investment. And so I was searching for something like, how can I have greater impact to realize this passion that I have for companies? And I actually came across Action Coach. So before becoming a certified coach last year, I did some business development with Action Coach as early as 2013. And now I'm actually doing what I think I've always wanted to do, which is really helping companies to develop and grow.
That's awesome.
We really work with our business owners to get what they want out of the business for their own lives. Because for us, it is that your business plan is supposed to meet your life plan. So it's about a balanced life. Yes, we're business coaches, but we make sure that people have a balanced life as well, and we coach them towards that.
Coming up. So what would you say are your thoughts on Brand Jamaica? Do you think we're earning enough from that concept?
We have a significant potential with Brand Jamaica. In terms of the extent to which we are there, like optimizing it, I'm not sure if we're even at 10%.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV, prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Violence is bad. Violence against our innocent little children is terrible. Pretending not to notice when we know or suspect that a child is suffering is awful and morally wrong. In the words of the great Nelson Mandela, there can be no keener realization of a nation's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Think about that for a second. I have a voice. It's one of my gifts. I intend to use it on behalf of our children. No more violence against our children. Make your move to stop violence against our children right now. No more. No more. No more.
We're going to move now into your other life.
Yes, my other life. I have two, at least two on the business side.
So you're the owner and designer for Drena Luna. So talk to us about that brand.
Okay, so Drena Luna is women's wear, primarily focused on dressing the confident woman who's always comfortable. Started out focusing on special occasion clothing, did ready-to-wear collections, but the focus continues to be special occasion, even though with our collections we offer a good mix of resort clothing.
How did you get involved in the fashion industry? How did this start?
Interestingly, when I was about 3 or 4 years old, that's what I wanted to do. So that was what I wanted to do when I grew up. But you know what happens in high school, you learn additional things, and so your focus changes. And fashion became a hobby for me. So it's nothing that left me, it remained with me, but only as a hobby. So I was making clothes for myself and for my sister, and people kept asking. I was just like, no, that's not what I do. I work at Jumper full time. I have a full-time job. I cannot make clothes for you. I don't sell clothes. But people kept asking. And so what happened, I decided to test it at Caribbean Fashion Week in 2009 to see what the reception might be to a collection that I did, and it was positive, and so I formally launched the following year in 2010.
Where would you say you draw inspiration from?
It varies. So if you look even at the names of the collections, there's one called Mobay, one called, well, I should say Montego Bay, which is where I'm from. Another is called Negril, favorite part of the island. One is called Botswana. I had a beautiful trip to Botswana, and it was really impactful in terms of when you looked at a great experience. So for me, what happens in terms of inspiration, it is how would I like to dress, or how would I like someone to dress and feel in a particular location. So a location like this one could inspire me to do a collection. And sometimes, particularly with the special occasion when I'm doing custom things, it really is about the person, the experience, how it is that they would like to feel. But to be honest with you, sometimes there is just a creative impulse, and I will have an idea for something that I would like to create, and then you have spin-offs from it in terms of creating other designs. So in terms of inspiration, I would say it's multiple.
And what would you say has been the highlight of your Adrenaluna Luna side?
Wow, it's always, as I say, humbling almost when you receive an invitation as a Jamaican designer, and particularly in some instances being the only Jamaican designer invited to participate in a trade show or in a fashion show event, and that's happened maybe about 3 times. And so in terms of a highlight to be recognized like that is always very nice.
So what would you say are your thoughts on Brand Jamaica? Do you think we're earning enough from that concept?
We have a significant potential with Brand Jamaica. In terms of the extent to which we are there, like optimizing it, I'm not sure if we're even at 10%. And this is not only in the area of fashion, but this is in all of the content that we have, the stories, the history behind a place like this, or sports, or music, the culture, everything that makes up the country. And I think that what we need to do is to embrace it more as Jamaicans, and to realize how it is that we can capitalize on it in terms of monetizing it. But we as ourselves as Jamaicans is how it is that we support our industry. So on our drive down, we stopped somewhere to have something to experience Brand Jamaica and to give back to the community. So it's principles like that. For me personally, I support local brands. So even though this is my dress, these are bangles from Mara Made, and I'm wearing locally made slippers. So just in about every area, to the extent possible, it's how is it that we not only pick up a product or a service that is Jamaican, but how do we promote it?
Right.
So how am I now going to, so I have a company, how do I partner with supporting products, similar products, other designers, as I said, related products, accessories, sandals, to promote that. But interestingly, from the business side of it, I think that corporate Jamaica, particularly financial institutions and just other persons, can do more to support the industry as well. So there's a role for everyone to play, whether it is sponsoring or supporting programs such as this one, you know, local films or industries. It's for each person, for each Jamaican, to try to recognize what role they can play in doing it.
What would you say drives you to succeed?
What drives me is really wanting to give back. Your life is your own and you should live fully. I don't know if you've heard the quote, live fully, die empty. That's something that I strive towards, but I really want to give back, and the more I do, the more I acquire, the more I'm going to be able to give.
Do you have any other professional pursuits?
Interestingly, just for November 2014, Jamaica firm globally within Action Coach was ranked number 8. So we're in the top 10. The Jamaica firm is already, as small as we are, based on just our impact and all the activities, we're number 8. So there's a lot more that we can do within the firm. And so as a business coach, I would say rather than doing other things is really just to do as much as I can do. And with Drenaluna in terms of pursuits, the business has the potential to grow for new segments, new markets, and so I'm going to be focused on that with the support of my sister Angeli Martin Spencer. So it really is just to grow Drenaluna as well as Action Coach without taking on additional enterprises.
What's one tip that you would give people about making their passion their paycheck? Because you've done that and done it so well.
It really is a matter of following your purpose. What is your purpose? What is your why? And if that is what your passion is, then you really ought to pursue it. But sometimes for some people, it is a matter of the paycheck is the means to their passion. Right. So it's not for everyone that your passion is going to be your paycheck, but your paycheck can contribute to your passion. So the tip is, which is it for you? And then whatever decision you take is to pursue that one 100%.
Well, thanks for that tip, Arlene. I think I'm actually gonna use that one the most. But now it's time to zip line.
Zip line, all right.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Coming up. Sundays at 4:30 p.m. It's all about Home Sweet Home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate, from laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
I'm Usain Bolt, the fastest man in the world, and you're watching Business Access.
Well, that was exhilarating.
Yes, loads of fun.
So we want to get into the personal side of Arlene. Talk to us about your childhood.
Oh, childhood was loads of fun, and I think that's why I had so much fun here today, because I have 3 siblings. I have 3 older sisters. Okay. The eldest are twins, and then there's another who's just a year older than I am. So we're close in age, but there were a lot of family trips from Montego Bay. And so being from Montego Bay, we'd go out to different places, Negril, South Coast here, Black River, just to attractions and just driving around doing different things. So maybe that's why I love doing that so much now. I attended the Colonel Avenue Primary School in Mobay, and then I went to Mount Alvernia High. Yes, but it stops at 5th form, so I did 6th form at Wilma's. Wilma's for girls in Kingston. So I did boarding for a couple of years for 6th form in Kingston.
Okay, and that's when you moved to Kingston?
Well, so as in Kingston only for 6th form, went back to Montego Bay, and then I did undergraduate studies overseas. So I was in Georgia in the US. I went to University of Georgia.
Okay, and what else do you like to do for fun?
Movies. That's one of the things I really like doing, and I hang out with family a lot.
Right, I was just about to ask.
We talk about family quite a bit.
All right, now talk to us about your bucket list. I know you had kind of mentioned that you try to do 6 things in Jamaica every year. What have you checked off and what's left to go?
What I'd like to do next for Jamaica is the Pelican Bar. That I still haven't been, so that's one of the things that I'd really like to do. I'm a huge fan of Bob Marley, and I still haven't been to 9 Miles. I think it's about, yes.
I mean, I passed it, but I've never been there.
Well, I just discovered exactly where it is last year. Yeah. So that's something that I definitely want to do.
So I think the only thing left for us to do here is to actually swim, because we haven't done that yet.
We haven't touched the actual YS River.
Right, so we're going to
do that. And then after that, we're going to Morris. So we're going to make one stop. Just one stop before we head back into Kingston. All right.
So let's go swim. Hi.
How are you
Good
doing?
to see you again.
Welcome, yes. Welcome to Morris.
Thank you. All right, so tell me why you like Morris.
Well, you know, jerk is a Jamaican thing, and on the South Coast run, it's a good stop. And the location is good because it's nice and in between, because we're usually St. Elizabeth coming in, and the food is great.
So is it safe to assume that you're a foodie, the middle quarters, the Morris?
Oh gosh, I would not describe myself as a foodie. There are some things that I love, and I eat what I love, but I'm not a foodie in the sense of experimenting with a lot of things. I am very happy with bread and fried fish and a few other things.
Well, Arlene, what can I say about today? It has been nothing short of fun and delicious, I think, should be the word. From the shrimp to the excursion at YS, to the zip lining, to the swim, the nice relaxing swim, and now here at Morris. I just want to say thank you for coming on the show and for sharing your chill spot with us.
Thank you very much for having me, and I'm glad you enjoyed the day. Thank you so much. All right, back to the food. Yes, let's wrap.
St. Elizabeth is known as the breadbasket of Jamaica, but clearly this parish has much more to offer, as we have seen today here at YS Falls. Thanks, of course, to Arlene Martin for sharing her awesome chill spot with us. And remember to tune in next time, same place for more Chill Spot. Until then, I'm Candy, signing out. Bye. I should say Neville, remember the son. I want to pick on Neville today.
It's Nigel.
Sorry, Nigel. And what did I tell you about saying action? You said 3-2-Q. I heard you.
As I say, I think he was tired and wanted to go, so he just bolted.
You would never find me doing that again if horse ran away with me. Let me just tell you.
The irony of this program is that I don't like to do all of these things,
Oh,
and I
really?
always have to do them.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life. Highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and people say, what are you going to be? The parents will say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands!
Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Photography is the process of producing images by the action of radiant energy and especially light on a sensitive surface such as film or an optical sensor. This week on Cameo, we will interview 3 photographers who will give us insight about our local industry. Award-winning photographer and graphic designer Howard Moo Young has been in the business for over 50 years. Many of his works have been published and exhibited. He talks to us about his journey.
Howard Moo Young is the name. I'm a graphic designer, an advertising consultant, an artist, calligrapher, and of course, photography. After I left Woolmers, I worked in the field as an apprentice. I went straight into advertising with Jerry Dunpon Associates. And after 2 years, I joined Macmillan Advertising as an assistant to the art director. And then I went to New York. Spent 4 to 5 years in New York at the School of Visual Arts. And that's where I studied officially the art of photography. Once you learn photography from the beginning, where you have film, processing and everything, when you understand black and white, then you understand color slides. Because in those days, you know, if you had one piece of dirt on the slide, you are marked down. But it encouraged us to be perfectionists. There's a different eye in taking photographs when it comes to lighting, composition, timing. Anybody can take a picture with a camera, but it takes a photographer to create a photograph. Lighting is very important to photography. It's the most important element of photography, lighting. You have natural light, you have artificial light, you have mixture of both. You have in the night, you have a different kind of light. If you go to half a tree in the day, the clock and that busy signal don't look the same as if you go at dusk. When the sun is gone down and the lights come on and the car light is now shining on the clock, people walking, you know, it's a different mood. When you have a product to advertise, whether it is beer, a drink, perfume, whether it is soap flakes, dishwashing liquid, whatever, you have to get the right model to suit the product. So whatever product you're showing, the photograph must sell the product together with the model, together with the product itself. You have to know what you can do with the tool in your hand to get the results that you need. I tell my students, learn to take pictures with the camera you have. And it doesn't matter whether it's the most expensive camera or if it is just a point and shoot. As I tell people, you cannot look on a picture and tell me which camera took it. You're looking at a photograph based on what the photo is telling you. What you see here on both sides are images that were done in 1978 on the night of August the 22nd. At the night of the show now, right, I am there with my camera. The concert started, and of course you had Big Youth, you had Jacob Miller. Junior Tucker was about 11 years old. I started to photograph when Peter Tosh came on.
Legalize me.
Bob Marley. I heard the band start play Coming In From the Cold, because, you know, I remember Bob Marley was in England for 2 years, self-exile. And it was Claude Massop who went over there, spoke to him, and brought him back. The Gleaner photographers were there, BBC was there, Mick Jagger was there in the crowd, Japanese photographer was there, and everybody was shooting like crazy. Don't forget, I have one roll of film. One roll of film. And I gone about 12 out of 36. And I'm shooting cautious. And I felt a vibe. I felt it was spiritual. All right? I heard the words clearly. Howard, stop shooting now. Because something is about to happen on stage and you have to record it for posterity. I was obedient to the words. I just set my camera, I just put it on my t-shirt and just hug it up. I said, I'm not shooting one more picture until the time comes. All of a sudden, after about 20 minutes, the time I lightning flashing and things, I hear Bob say,
Could we have up here on stage here the presence of Mr. Michael Manley and Mr. Edward Seattle?
Tell Pop loose now. I know this was the moment. So I just set the camera out from under my shirt and was ready. Now don't forget I do have a zoom lens, you know. I have to walk forward and I have to walk backward. And of course, Michael Manley and Eddie took to the stage on the shoulders of people, you know, that actually carried them to the stage. Japanese photographer around come to me, you haven't filmed? You haven't filmed anything at all? Black and white, anything? The time you just quiet, you know, because half a roll of them I have leaving on. 17 frames out of 36, and I have no more shots after that. And I just take out my camera and I shoot manual, no flash. The lighting on stage is the lighting that illuminated these photos, right? And timing it. I'm just timing each shot. But what I could see through the camera, I could see the emotions of people, and I could see the feelings. I am working on I would say my biography, but I'm doing a book. I'm doing 2 books. One book on my life in advertising, teaching. I taught at the Enamane College, by the way, for 25 years. Okay? And part of it was graphics. But that is what I plan to do. And another book is with my photographs.
Coming up next, Adrian McDonald.
Dodge & Global Marketing Strategy Consulting. Marketing isn't a department, it's a system. Having an integrated and cohesive marketing plan allows each marketing technique to support the others, thereby creating a synergy of branding and growth for your business. Dodge & Global can assist you in making smart decisions with lasting value in regard to the following key decisions. Determine if there is a paying market for your products and services. Craft long-term and short-term marketing goals. Define marketing campaigns. Create marketing strategies. Select powerful marketing techniques to reach your audience. Choose a brand and image that reflects your core message. Design marketing materials. Design internet marketing strategies. Track marketing results to determine the strongest techniques. Because it's so important to create an integrated marketing strategy that will bring in business. Get advice and mentoring from people who are already successful marketing experts. Our team can help you make smarter, more effective decisions. Let's have a conversation. Contact us at email info@dodgen.global. Website https://dodgen.global.
Stay
current and gain more information on the ever-evolving industry of real estate on Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Adrian McDonald has only been a photographer for a few years, but his work speaks for itself. His work has been published by Vogue, The Huffington Post, and Yahoo!
I got started in photography back in 2012. Prior to such, I was a teacher, and I had a parent of a student that I taught who introduced me to it. So that's initially how I made the transition from teaching into photography. And being that I was always artistic, it's something that came naturally to me. All I did was transfer my knowledge of art and experience of art into the world of photography. I like to consider my style as being somewhat minimalistic. It's not always directly obvious what is being expressed, so you have to look at the layers that's underneath it. So sometimes I use elements in each scene to depict a particular story or concept. So that's one of the reasons why I try not to venture too much into portrait photography, because whatever I photograph, it has to have more than just the individual that's being photographed. There has to be a culmination of different elements that bring a story into existence. Initially, when I was a teacher, I thought that I was maybe somewhat at the pinnacle of what I wanted to do in life, and I thought, yeah, this is what I ought to be doing, because there's such great fulfillment in that as well. But then I discovered photography and how limitless it is in how you as a human being can express yourself through art, and how also it can help to change the lives of other individuals who are out there as well, just by seeing a photograph. I work mostly with models, international models, some from UK, some from Canada and so forth. So when they're coming to Jamaica and they want to create not the conventional type of fashion shoots or portfolio shoots, they want to do it in a story which embodies them or captivates an audience. For me, starting out, the challenges that I face were not so much with shooting, because that was the easy part. The two major challenges that I faced were actually getting the camera, because cameras are extremely expensive, thousands of US. So for that, I had to use some of the money I had saved from teaching in order to get that. And then another challenge is developing your own style of shooting or technique of editing, because one of the things that's happening in the industry is so many persons have work that's similar, and you have to find a way that you can separate yourself from, I like to term it as the herd, because you have a lot of persons in the creative field, they have what's known as herd mentality. They look at someone who's successful and they say, how can I copy that? And then they go ahead and copy, and then another person does that, does that. So everyone just sort of have this herd mentality, they're doing the same thing. So one of the challenges for me was to get a refined mindset to take myself out of that herd and create a brand and a style for myself. So that challenge, creating your own unique brand, so that as somebody sees your work, they know immediately, oh, that's Adrian McDonald's work, without me having to logo this and logo that. The social media, for me primarily, that's where I garner most of my bookings, because I have, I think it's about 30,000 followers on Instagram. Social media it's a very powerful medium in order to not only change lives, but to promote inspiration. And that's primarily what I use my account to do, promote inspiration. I'd say about 70% of my business comes through social media. The other rest comes through people Googling Jamaican photographer and so forth. But a vast majority of it comes through not Facebook, but Instagram, oddly enough. And I thought Facebook would be the more preferred platform of the two for business ventures, but Instagram has worked out much more for me in that regards. you cannot use one particular style to always depict, and that's something that I struggle with. I have a niche, a style that persons would look at my work and they would know that it's Adrian Madden, but sometimes you have to decide between style and what you're promoting, or style and the mood of the picture. So some pictures, for example, I did this one whereas it was symbolizing repentance with a woman coming out of the ocean. And for that one, I know that there's no way I could depict that just by taking a photograph. There had to be some surreal effects to that picture. So in some sense, it's my style, and in other sense, it depends on what I'm depicting with that particular photo. There are not a lot of photographers in Jamaica, especially, well, you have a lot maybe in the wedding department, but in terms of the conceptual department, I don't think there's a lot. I can only name a few, and it's a very lucrative field. Some persons may think that, well, it's too difficult to get started in. Yes, it is, but once you get started in it, then it pays off immensely. Now, with regards to investment, I think what has to be done first and foremost is for the culture to be developed and appreciation for the arts, because I don't think that Jamaica primarily has so much of a strong cultural appreciation for the arts, primarily photography. I take, for example, I work with persons who travel to Jamaica a lot, tourists. And sometimes they email me and they say, well, I want to do this type of shoot. I like what you do. I want to depict this type of story. I get that a lot. And what I find happening is the appreciation that they have for photography. Photography is in the artistic realm, and art is not necessarily something that can be taught. It's internal, it's intrinsic. And sometimes even the best artists we see back in the day, Leonardo da Vinci, they weren't schooled into how to paint and so forth, and this comes back into the same realm. Now, I'm not saying that promoting photography through education and so forth won't reap tremendous success, but what I'm saying, it's not necessarily the right route to go about in order to develop it for it to be appreciated then. So there are other ways to go about it, because a lot of persons, especially those who are artistic, they tend to shy away from being, in a sense, school for them. I'm telling it from the artist perspective. School for some artists seems too restricting and too controlling. It's telling you to do this way, when artists, a lot of time, they want to be free to express, because that's what art is. It's basically an expression. In the short term right now, I want to do a gallery exhibition this December in Kingston at the National Gallery. So that's something that I am 100% certain that I'll undertake. And from there, my aim is just to continue creating, just keep on the same path that I am creating. And I hope to do yearly exhibitions of my work, as well as to keep on producing stories and concepts for individuals that are interested.
I'm Chris Williams, CEO for Proven. When I think of Business Access TV, two words come to mind: passion and performance. In the short space of time that they've been on air, has demonstrated clearly the Jamaican passion for anything that we set our minds to. They have approached television in the most creative and dynamic way, and I'm proud to see how this young station has evolved. In terms of performance, they back up what they say they're going to do. All their programs, all their packages, all their promotions are efficiently and effectively executed.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point, dissecting the issues. Offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Wade Roden, a graduate of the Edna Manley College of Visual and Performing Arts, has been a photographer for 5 years. He talks to us about his journey.
I was a visual communications major at the Edna Manley College. I did an elective in photography, and after I did that first elective, I just fell in love with photography. For my final year show, you have to do a show before you graduate and leave the college. So I did a gallery exhibition on the causes and effects of poverty in Jamaica. And a part of my research was going into the downtown Kingston area and getting candid shots of, people going about their everyday life, hustling and bustling to make money and put food on the table. And it was through those candid shots, like after the project was finished and the exhibition was finished, I looked back at these candid shots and they were actually pretty good. There was a lot of emotion, the fundamental rudiments of photography, like they were in the images. So I quickly realized that, I had a grasp of photography. And that is where I decided to, I'm going to try and see if there's a possibility of making a career out of it. I would say it would be a mixture of classic photography with a bit of urban art to it. So, I pay close attention to the fundamentals of photography. Lighting, form, texture, all of those. But then I try to put just a little bit of edge in there, just to make it different from, just being just a photo. I want it to surpass just a photograph and go into the realms of being art. It's what separates everybody from everybody. That is how photographers stand out from other artists. And I think that the way to make money out of photography out here is to separate yourself from everybody else. You have to find a way in order to capture images, whether it be in your photography style or the way you edit, you have to separate yourself from people. And I think that is how you cash in. If you can supply a kind of product, a photograph that is completely different from what is out here or being done by anybody else, I think that is where you really cash in, because when people need a specific look or they need a specific feel from a photograph and your style offers that, that is where you get that rush where people want to cash in on the look and feel that you can deliver. It takes a decent level of creativity to separate yourself. You have to try to understand exactly what the client wants, as close to it as possible. Because half of the time when they come to you, all they have is just this image in their head. They don't know how they're going to get there. They don't know, it's almost like a blurred image but they see enough to know what they want. You now have to go in and find out the fine details, like what they would be wearing, what the setting would be, what the lighting would be like. So you have to really sit down with them and do a lot of reference work, build mood boards and just looking at references with them until you are absolutely certain, they are absolutely certain what they want. And then, you break it down into stages. Location, whether the kind of makeup that they're going to want. Is it that a specific makeup artist is going to be needed to get that specific look, the lighting, a lot of things, texture. You break it down to just the little small things until everything is covered and you know exactly what the client wants and you just get it done. One of the main problems I see with young photographers now is just that one of the worst things you could ever do as an artist is come out and just join a line that is already there. And I think that is what a lot of them do, is that they come out as these new photographers and they're basically replicating what other people are already doing. So I think they first need to figure out a specific style that separates them, because separation is key in order to creating a niche for your work, a demand for your work. You have to separate yourself. And I think that is one of the difficulties. But I think with time and practice, a lot of practice, you can solve that problem. I think that a lot of these companies, or these big companies out here, they should start investing or giving younger photographers a chance to prove themselves. Because the baton has to be passed somewhere along the line. It has to. Because these older photographers, they're not going to live forever. So you need to start giving these younger ones the opportunity to exercise their creativity in a professional setting. It's one thing to be shooting, you know, in terms of a hobby. But when there is a commercial process, when there's a commercial use behind your images, there tends to be, you need a different mindset. So I think that we need to start the handing over process. If it's not even like full on, I think we should start this crossover between not necessarily old photographers, old school photographers, but giving the young ones a chance at, you know, at a commercial workspace, you know, and I think that will help to, I don't know, like create more job opportunities for people who don't necessarily want to sit in an office, because photography spans a lot of ranges, you know. You have jewelry, you have product photography, you have, you know, there are avenues where photography can be incorporated as a money-making venture. Or for me, mostly it's mostly model development. Like I work closely with a lot of agencies in the Caribbean. But mostly I try to stick to fashion or portraits. Like I don't necessarily do like ad campaigns for companies like automotive companies or restaurants or anything like that.
So you work with people?
Yeah, it's more on a people basis. Okay. And I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. Because, you know, you're taking these photographs, but you're also getting to know people. Okay. And there are going to be a lot of unique moments during those conversations while you're working that you're going to capture. And I think that, to me, is where the thrill is, you know, and the enjoyment.
Alright, I think that should be good.
You sure?
Yeah. That's it this week on Cameo. We've taken a glimpse into local photography. I'm Amita Prasad Webb.
Now presenting the Jamaica Social Investment Fund ICDP Enterprise Development Project. Entrepreneurial Grant Business Pitch.
This project is a $100 million grant that's seeking to target 50 small and micro business enterprises and give them training, capacity development, equipment, permits and license towards the development and the viability of their business. We have made a call for proposal in March of this year for entrepreneurs to submit for the opportunity to receive a grant between $1 and $5 million. We received more than 500 applications, and so we have now shortlisted them to 100. So we've invited that top 100 applicants here today, and they're going to have to pitch their business idea to a panel, and of the 150 will actually transfer and win the opportunity for the grants. One of the primary objectives of what we're doing here is employment. We want the business to be able to sustain not only the principals as the owners, but we also want the business to be able to employ at least 2 people. The next part of it, as we do in all of our projects like this, is it provides a learning instrument of how we can engage small and micro enterprises and take them to the next level.
Why we're doing this rigorous process? Because we want to identify the best potential entrepreneurs for this project. And keep in mind that we are speaking about a loan, so we want to ensure that applicants are committed, and that from a sustainability point of view, that upon receiving the support from JSIP, that in 2-3 years, the enterprises will still be operational and the broader objective of the project would be achieved. Once we have now equipped them and they should be ready to start the production line going, we'll then have a mentorship component.
It has been a very competitive process. Jamaica is filled with persons with drive and passion. We're expecting that the best will be selected, and then for those who are not successful, we are also hoping to link them to other providers of services, because I'm telling you today, from what I've seen, it is an excellent opportunity. It's worthy of note that many persons coming here today already have some kind of semblance of a business, but they need the additional support to move that business to the other level, as well as some persons that are coming with those proposals to start from scratch. On behalf of the JSIF, we want to really thank the DBJ and other partners from UWI who came to be part of the panel, and just to remind you that the JSIF is here and we're investing for community development.